Hello students, welcome to All4's e-learning junior intermediate English class. In the previous session, I started the lesson from module 1, that is My Mother, written by APJ Abdul Kalam. In the session, we discussed the greatness of mother of Abdul Kalam ji, who is a role model to mothers forever. Ashiama was a gentle, down-to-earth, pious woman. In any kind of circumstances, she remained the ideal partner to her husband. And in those days, how people were revered, how people were honored when they go to anybody's house. These are the things we have discussed in the previous session, and also the qualities of Ashiama, how she maintained the family, how she expressed her love and affection on her children. We discussed. Dear students, if you have the textbook, please open the textbook and follow my explanation. Abdul Kalam ji also revealed his experiences of eating, sitting on the kitchen floor and ate in the company of his mother. Is it prevailing nowadays? We can't say that it is totally eliminated, but we seldom find people who sit on the kitchen floor and eat with their parents. That is rarely we find in the modern world. But at that time, Abdul Kalam ji revealed his experiences of eating with his mother. And of course, he also revealed how he left his native place and went for higher studies by leaving his mother's company. But he clearly revealed that her kindness and caring spirit always was with him, was in his heart. So that's what we discussed in the previous session. My dear students, let me continue the remaining part of the lesson. Please pay attention. Again, during World War II years, when I was about 8 years old, I took the job of a newspaper delivery boy. World War II years, World War II. During that particular time, there was an acute shortage of everything. Food was being rationed. In those circumstances, Abdul Kalam did not hesitate to do any kind of work. He took the job of a newspaper boy. You see the quality of Abdul Kalam ji. A newspaper boy became, at the end of his life, what did he become? The President of India. We should not hesitate to do any kind of job when it is necessary. That's what we have to learn from this lesson. My day began well before dawn. Dawn means sunrise. The work began before dawn, not at 9 o'clock, not at 10 o'clock. Before dawn, before sunrise, Before 6 a.m. his work began, his day began. When I had to go for my tuitions, my Quran class, do my newspaper rounds, go to school and then return home well into the evening when I had to study for the next day. In all this, my mother stood by me like a rock. In every walk of his life, in every work, Abdul Kalam's mother stood by him like a rock. That means she gave him a strong support right from morning to evening in every work. She supported him. How she supported here you see. Early in the morning she would wake up well before me, get the water ready for my bath and then call me. Abdul Kalam used to wake up early in the morning. Suppose he woke up at 5 a.m. Ashyama ji woke up at 4:30 and arranged hot water for her son and called him. Abdul beta, come and take your bath. See the mother's affection here. Okay, then my mother saw me off and would be waiting for me to come back an hour or two later when I would have to go with my father to the Arabic school for my Holy Quran lessons. In the morning he went out. He went off for doing, suppose, newspaper delivery boy, that job he went out for. She was waiting for him. After 2 hours, he came back. And again he went to attend the Holy Quran classes along with his father. Okay. As I went from place to place during the daytime, all I had time for were the meals that would be laid out for me promptly. So he was very busy in the morning session. He went to different places. Only the time he had was the time for lunch. And that was promptly arranged for him. You know very well your mothers also arrange food for you when it is necessary. When you go for lunch, obviously food is ready for you. That is the nature of a mother. She will arrange everything for us. We have to acknowledge that. We have to remember that as Abdul Kalam ji. You see here, I knew that many times my mother reduced her own share so that I could have enough. He is saying, you see, mother reduced her own share to provide sufficient food to her son. That is the quality of a mother. Mothers generally eat later. They do not eat early. Whatever that is left, they eat that. If mother wants, she can keep the food aside. Does a mother do like that? No. And mothers provide everything for their children. Okay, so that's what Ashyama also did. When I once questioned her, she only smiled and said, "You are a growing child. You have so much to do all through the day." Once I asked my mother, "Ma, kaiko aisa kar rahe ma tu?" Then she gave a beautiful smile. "My dear son, you go away. You have to do many works. you should have strength, you should have energy. Mere kya beta? I stay at home, I eat something. What is there in it? You should eat. Eat. Don't worry about me. That is the greatness of Ashyama. That is the greatness of a mother. Remember, dear students, this is what mothers look out for. Don't worry about me. That's what she said. Mothers always want that only. And she also said the same thing. Don't worry about me, my dear son. In the evenings when I returned home hungry and tired, she would again help me clean up and prepare for the next day. It is a regular process. Mothers do not have any holiday. We have a holiday on Sunday, mother does not have, and she will be very busy on Sunday because she has to prepare special food for us. If mothers give resignation to their job, what will be our position? Nowadays we may go out and take food outside. But how many days can you take? So mothers play a significant role. Mothers play an important role in our life. Keep that in mind. Among all my siblings, I was always given priority in taking place by her. Among all my siblings, brothers and sisters, I was given priority. I shared my feelings with my mother. I had a good acquaintance with my mother. Okay. Once I remember I fell asleep with my head in her lap. One of his memories is revealing here. He went and kept his head in her lap. You see the affection, you see the attachment between a mother and a child. She sat quietly, her hands softly caressing my hair and cheeks, her touch the most precious balm for my tiredness. She sat silently. With her fingers, she touched my head, hair and cheeks, caressing, touching gently, which indicates the love and affection. And that was a precious balm, that means a relief for my tiredness. When you are tired or when you are hurt by anybody, you go and sit with your mother and take her love, which definitely gives you relief. You experience that. You have close association with your mother. So that touch gives us immense pleasure and relief. Unknown to me from somewhere, deep within, tears sprang up in my heart. Before I could stop them, they started flowing down. When he lay down, keeping his head in the lap of his mother, unknown to him, without his notice, there was a feeling in his heart, and that feeling transformed, changed into the form of tears, and tears came out of his eyes like a flow. What was the reason? It is not known. Okay, my eyes were still closed, yet the tears ran. They dropped onto my folded knees and seeped into my mother's saree. So his eyes were closed, but the tears were coming out of his eyes like a flow. So out of his knees they came out and seeped into his mother's saree. That means passed through into his mother's saree. That means he was crying without his notice. Then you see. But she did not stop her caresses. She was touching his hair and his cheeks like this. That indicated the love and affection of a mother. She knew exactly what was giving rise to those tears. She knew. You see, mother knows about us. Sometimes she doesn't disclose. She keeps her feelings, our mother also. She also knew, here Ashyama also knew the reason for his tears. What is that? Here it is given, you see. The extreme tiredness of a boy suddenly trying to be a man. So Abdul Kalam was behaving like a grown-up young man, though he was a child. His attitude was like a matured gentleman that was understood by his mother. Okay, her fingers ran tenderly through my hair, comforting, soothing and understanding. Still she continued her caressing with her fingers, and that gave him some sort of comfort, and of course soothing also comfort, and comprehending means understanding. Okay, this simple lady, born and raised in a small southern Indian town, was perhaps like many other mothers in our land and beyond. Ashyama ji is like other mothers in our land and beyond our land. Anywhere, mother is mother. That is being accepted by the gentleman Abdul Kalam ji. Whether mother is simple, educated, extraordinary, glorious, eminent, wise, mother is mother. That's it. She did not step out of the house and take part in the affairs of the town. She did not take part in the affairs of the town. She never came out of the house. Then you see, she did not make a career in the way we think of it nowadays. Nowadays, even women also try to fabricate, try to build up their career. But my mother, Ashyama, did not think about any career. She thought about her family. That's it. She never had any idea about any other personal development, individual development. Myself, my husband, and my family. That was the feeling of Ashyama, and of course she also treated the strangers very well. It's her behavior and attitude. Okay. Her realm of work remained the home and the family. Her entity, her empire. What was that? Home and family only. She did not come out of the house. She did not come out of the home. Okay. Yet within that she served everyone and God with utmost devotion, selflessness and piety. So in that empire or in that realm, in the home, she did not show any anger or irritation. She served with a lot of humbleness. Okay, and with a lot of devotion she prayed to God. and served the people with kind heart. It is this lesson that I have carried from her life. What has he learnt from his mother? This one, kindness, gentleness, okay, and devotion. These are the qualities he learnt from his mother. That it does not matter how large or small your sphere of activity is. This is also I learnt from my mother. It does not mean what kind of work you are doing. Okay. That it does not matter how large or small your sphere of activity is. What counts finally is the commitment that you bring to the job that has been ordained for you in this life. Whatever the work that is ordered, that is given to you, whether it is a small work or a big work, with what kind of faithfulness and loyalty you are doing that job, that is more important, whether that is a menial job or a great job. Remember, this lesson I learned from my mother. Whatever the job is, with commitment we should do that job. What a great experience Abdul Kalam ji had, and what a great lesson Abdul Kalam ji learnt from his mother. Okay, dear students, my father lived to the age of 102. 102. He lived up to the age of 102. Jainullah Abdin ji lived up to 102. When he passed away, he left behind a family that included 15 grandchildren. When he passed away, how many grandchildren were there? 15 grandchildren. There was a grave responsibility on the shoulders of Abdul Kalam ji. Okay, his passing away affected me deeply. He was affected a lot. Okay, I came home from my work at Tamba and sat by my mother for a long time. He came from his workplace, that is Tamba, and he sat by his mother. When I had to leave, she blessed me in a choked voice. The low voice, she blessed him. You can go. Like that. She became an old. She could not even utter words loudly. She blessed him with a low voice. She never once asked me to stay back. She did not ask him to stay back. You stay here only, Abdul? Who will take care of this family? You will have to stay here. Like that she never said. Go and do your work, my dear son. You need not stay here. You see here. Should I have done so? Should I have not have been so preoccupied with my work and instead spent time with this old lady who I was never to see again? I have asked myself this and do not have an answer. There were two options for him. Should I stay back or should I go to my work? And should I go to my work leaving my mother, whom I could not see again? He could not decide himself. Okay. My mother passed away soon after my father died. It was perhaps fitting that she would not live alone without the man whose side she had never left for over 80 years. Soon after my father's demise, soon after my father's death, my mother also passed away. She could not live alone. Generally, after the death of husband, mothers feel lonely. And Ashyama ji lived with her husband, in the company of her husband, for over 80 years. The strong bond Ashyama ji and Jainullabdin ji, for 80 years they lived together. She never left him alone. She never left him. She was with him only, and she could not live anymore after his death. So she also passed away. Okay, dear students. After I received the news of her passing away, as I made my way to Rameshwaram, memories of her assailed me. Abdul Kalam ji received the news of his mother's demise. He went to Rameshwaram. When he went to Rameshwaram, he had all his memories. That memories attacked him. Okay. The two people who had created me, not just as their child, but molded my thoughts and personality, were now no more. The two people who not only gave me birth, but also changed or transformed my personality and attitude, they are no more now. My dear students, please remember, our parents, they give us birth and they give us life also. When we are infants, or when we were infants, if they did not look after us, what would be our position? Okay. I would have to live out the rest of my life without their guidance. That's what he expressed. It is very miserable that Abdul Kalam ji is also no more now. But he is in the hearts of many people around the world. As a teacher, as a scientist, as a gentleman, as an adorable man, as a lovable man. So he is saying here, I had to live my remaining life without them. Okay. But I knew one could not have lived long without the other, and that is what comforted me. As I returned to the mosque where I had learnt to pray with my father. So he comforted himself. What was the comfort? He understood that after the death of father, mother also could not live alone. They lived together. That's why without the company of each other, they could not live. So that made me feel comfortable while I was going to the mosque. He used to go to mosque with his father. The azan from the mosque once used to bring all of us together. Our parents leading all the children in the prayers. The azan is nothing but a call from the mosque. That call is given by azan from the minaret of the mosque. When that was heard by my parents, My parents inspired all the children at home to perform the prayer. We all participated in the prayer. We performed the prayer. Like that, she says. Now it is a sweet reminder of a beautiful childhood. It is a sweet reminder of a beautiful childhood, he is saying. He worked as a paper boy. He faced financial turmoil. He faced many difficulties. But he is saying, sweet and beautiful childhood. How it was sweet. How it was beautiful. It was beautiful because of understanding nature. Because of love and affection he received from his mother. Money sometimes does not give us happiness. Love and affection gives us happiness. Remember. It is a sweet reminder of a beautiful childhood, and of course, sweet reminder of parents lost to me. Sweet reminder of our parents. Memories of my parents. Of a mother who understood her boy's deepest feelings, even if they remained buried in his heart. Of a mother who could understand the deepest feelings of her son, though the feelings remained in his heart. You remember, your mother also understands you, but she never expresses. By seeing your face, your internal feelings can be understood by your mother. That is mother's quality. Here Abdul Kalam ji also said that his mother understood her son's deepest feelings, though they were buried in his heart. He memorized all these things. So Abdul Kalam ji revealed many things in his autobiography, My Journey. A paper boy, he never hesitated to work as a paper boy. He studied well. Okay. He completed aeronautical engineering. He worked as a scientist. Okay. He concentrated on studies. He concentrated on reading. 40 doctorates. Okay. He loved teaching. One more important thing you remember, my dear students, while he was addressing the students of IIM, Indian Institute of Management, he passed away. He loved children. You take him as an exemplary. You take him as a role model for simplicity, for greatness, for love and affection, for everything. Okay, dear students, so this is the lesson, My Mother. Please read the lesson and learn many things. Just for 5 minutes, let me read out all the meanings, my dear students. Because you have meanings in the examination also, 4 marks. You will have to get them by hearted. All the meanings of 5 modules you should by heart. Let me read out very fast. Nostalgia, a feeling of pleasure and also slight sadness when you recall a period in the past. Suffused, spread all over, filled, down to earth, sensible, practical, helpful, indulging, allowing oneself to enjoy the pleasure of frugality, the quality of using only as much money or food as is necessary. Umpteen many, hospitality, friendly and generous behavior, aromatic, having a pleasant smell, taught, sour taste, pulled up, criticized, mortified, feeling ashamed. Tuitions, the act of teaching, especially to people in small groups, classes, caressing, touching gently, showing affection, soothing, comforting, having a gently calming effect, ordained, ordered, in the thick of, involved in a very busy work. It is an idiomatic expression. Assailed, disturbed, azan, a call to Muslim public prayer, chanted by a specially appointed person, zin, from the minaret of a mosque. Dear students, when you read meanings, you can understand or you can see the phonetic transcription also. For that there will be 4 marks, and syllable division, for that also 4 marks. 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12 marks you can cover if you read the meanings repeatedly. Okay, dear students, from every lesson there will be an annotation and there will be a paragraph question. Annotation means one line is given. Suppose, such was the Indian concept of hospitality once upon a time. This may be given in the examination. You will have to write from which lesson this is extracted. This particular line is extracted from the lesson My Mother, written by APJ Abdul Kalam. And you will have to write the context, and you will have to give explanation and general relevance you have to write. And there may be a paragraph question also. Any question may be asked, you will have to write the answer for that question. If you read the lesson thoroughly, you can understand everything, and before the examinations you will have to read the annotations and answers with which you can present very beautifully and very fascinatingly, for which you can get full marks. Remember, you can get full marks in grammar. You should be thorough with lessons and poems and stories. You will have to write extremely beautiful. Then only you can get full marks, and you can even get 99 marks in English. Remember that. And my dear students, first lesson is completed. You are highly admired for listening to the class. Okay, dear students, I express my heartfelt gratitude for paying attention and listening to my lecture, and I suggest you that you should read well. And finally, I am taking leave. Thank you very much.